Hello, hello. Welcome to weekly live stream, live cookie decorating. Hi, everyone. It's Hani here. I'm so excited to be here. We are kicking off Halloween season today, and I wanted to say hello to everyone. Wow, everybody is already commenting here. Hello, Heather. How is it going, Sagi? Yeah, it's that time of the year, I suppose. But it's also so beautiful in the fall. I love fall so much. Hello, Byron. Always very, very kind. Mwah, kisses, thank you. And I can't wait to get started on the nutcracker cookies. I'm already looking for some designs. Hi, Charlie. How exciting. How was your vacation? Let us know in the comments. Hi, Heather. This is so cool. This is my first time watching. Oh, it's exciting. First time ever watching any kind of live stream. I'm so glad to have you. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, we're gonna be doing airbrushing today, so it's exciting. Airbrushing can really streamline your decorating process, and it's not as difficult as it seems. Hi, Lisa. Hello, Sherry. Or is it Cherry? I'm sorry, I forget. Oh, look who is here, showing from Rome, Italy. Hey, June. I think are we in the same, what time is it in Italy now, in Rome? It's 7 p.m. here, but I wonder if it's the same for you. I hope you are having a fabulous time. Hello, Judy. How is it going? Hello, Linda. Yes, exactly. I hope everybody is having a good week. Yeah, I'm having a great week so far. Hello, Sally. Oh no, too bad, from a bad cold. Yeah, here in Europe, COVID is spiking up, and I think it's with just the temperature changes and kids back to school. Germs are creeping in places, and so I hope you guys stay out of their reach. Hello, Paula, sunny and warm Texas. Hello, is it Janet? I hope I said it right. Hello to San Diego, California. We have quite a few folks from California. Hello, Colleen. You ate so much food. That's good. That's what the vacation is for. You can diet once you are not on vacation. It's fantastic, I think. Hello, Phil 429. Nice to see you. Hello, Colleen. Yes, June. Same time as you, heading to dinner in 15 minutes. Have a great, enjoy it. I am thinking of you often as we are in the same time zone. Hello, Marsha, North Carolina. Hello. It's nice to see you again. All right, everyone. Hello. So I just wanted to quickly go in the comment section. It's so nice to see you, everyone. So today we're going to be doing some airbrushing. Before we get started, I wanted to just show you a few things in case you wanted to get started with airbrushing. I know there are so many different airbrushes on the market, and you can get cordless airbrush. Those are usually inexpensive. With those, I would recommend that you get a separate gun. I've talked to a friend who uses cordless airbrushes, and she suggested that getting a separate gun will give you better results. And so if you have a cordless one that is not giving you the good results, you having issues with the gun, perhaps try a different gun. I don't have a cordless one. I'm still on a fence. And this is the one I have, and I showed you, I think, last time. I know it's quite expensive, and I don't expect you to buy this particular brand. And there are different ones that are more compact. This one comes with the food colors also, and you get a couple of guns. And this is the one that I am using today. Okay. And a link for this, it's also in the description under the video on YouTube. It is not in the description under the video on Facebook. If you are watching on Facebook, Facebook just doesn't really allow me to do that before we go live. I can go in hopefully after the live, but so you can find it there. Also, we're going to be using a couple of stencils today. And I wanted to just quickly touch up on how I make the stencils. Now, I will be using a stencil that, one stencil that is, that I purchased. And then the crooked pen stencils, I did not purchase those. I made those myself. And you can purchase those. And this is exciting because everything in the template shop, it's 30% off. If you are subscribed to the newsletter, you already received the code. But if you are not in a newsletter, the link to the items that are already discounted, it's through the link that I put in the comment section. And this sale is going to end next week around the Wednesday. Oh, these are airbrush guns. Sorry, airbrush guns. Okay. All right, so let me bring up the stencil. So the stencil you're going to use, you can print it. It's a digital download. You can print it. And this is what I do. I secure it onto a cutting board or whatever I'm going to be cutting on with masking tape. And then I secure my, you can either actually make a cardstock stencil or you can make a Mylar stencil. If you're making just cardstock stencil, you can go ahead and start cutting with an X-Acto knife. But if you're making Mylar stencil, I like to place the Mylar on top of it and secure it again. And then I put a masking tape over the design. I find that it works better because the knife is not kind of sliding across the really sleek surface of the Mylar. And I can also trace the design with a fine marker and then cut it out, and it's just clear what I'm cutting out. Okay, let's see. So this is what it kind of looks like. And then once you're done, this stencil, it's a 2-piece stencil. So we have the vertical lines, planks, and then you have 2 horizontal lines that go across. So we are going to be airbrushing this in 2 steps, right? So I hope that makes sense. All right. I also wanted to let you know about a new tutorial that I published recently on YouTube. And templates for these transfer sheets are also on sale on for 30% off in my coffee shop. And there are 10 different templates that you can use, not just for the fall, because I'm using them for fall in this tutorial on YouTube. It doesn't mean that you can use them for other things. This can be turned into this mug can be a Valentine's mug, Christmas mug. You can do anything, Hanukkah, birthday, and so on. There are also cupcakes and, like I said, 10 different designs. I can't remember all of them. Hello, Angie. I'm so glad to be back. I had a hurricane 2 weeks ago, and finally, ooh, that doesn't sound good, but I'm glad to hear that you are okay and that you are back. Hello, Mary, to Toronto. Oh, Linda, I don't, sorry, I guess I missed your question. Or did you, when you use them in Spain, do you use some kind of converter for electric? Yes, I actually do use the, I have to use a transformator for that. Not just the wall socket. It's too, my husband would explain everything. I'm not going to explain it well. So I can't just use a regular adapter. I have to plug it into a transformator, and that does the trick. But yeah, that's what I use. So it's not probably ideal. Like, I don't know if when you purchase it here, if it would come with European standards, like plug. So that I don't know. I brought it with me from the States when we moved. All right. Other thing I wanted to share with you. Let's see if I have it here. A year ago, and I started this last week, and I think this is really fun. A year ago, we did these cookies. Do you guys remember? Do I have anyone who remembers how we did these cookies a year ago? So this tutorial is also on YouTube, and a template, decorating template, can be found in the template shop. Like I mentioned earlier, we have everything 30% off. And now I think we can get started. Who's ready? So let me bring up this screen here. I wanted to show you the cutter that I'm using today. So here is the cutter. And you probably have a similar cutter, maybe not the same cutter I'm using today, but similar cutter. And I put a similar cutter in the tool section. It's a cutter from, I think it's a house cutter from Ann Clark. It's a similar cutter. You don't need the same cutter, right? And then what I ended up doing, I ended up tracing the main shape without the chimney onto the cardstock. And then I cut out windows. You just need a geometrical ruler or something like that to cut these, to make the outline, and then cut them out with an X-Acto knife. And then we can use this. I'm going to use this twice in this project. So keep that close by. All right, let's see. We have, hello, Monica. All right, so let me remove this one, and then we're going to bring in a new screen. And this is the cookie, and this is my template. So let's start with edible marker. I'm just tracing the outlines for the windows, and we're going to start with the windows. For this project, I'm using, this is about 15-second consistency here, and I'm starting with yellow. I'm going to be airbrushing with orange. The windows are going to be airbrushed with orange, the edges. So I really like to use yellow. So this, the middle, it's still going to have that yellow glow. And it's really nice for Halloween. And also it looks really good for Christmas as well, but Halloween especially. So you want to outline and fill in, and I'm using the same consistency icing. If you are new to cookie decorating, you can also find a useful tutorial on YouTube, on my channel, or on my blog if you are a picture learner, about different consistencies. And now with black icing, we're going to create, this is a very simple wet on wet cobweb. I'm sure many of you have seen this before. Ideally, you want to use same consistency as your base, so the icing sinks in. And then we can use a scribe tool to create this is a classic. I'm sure you've seen this many times. So you run the scribe tool through the icing. And because both icings are still fluid, it creates this lovely cobweb with literally no effort. And this can be done on so many different designs, as you guys know. You already love this house, Sally. We haven't even started, but you're always so sweet. And I have to tell you, I think I'm gonna make bread. you made me do it, because Sally is an avid bread maker. When I say bread maker, she makes sourdough bread, and it's so beautiful. And I've been trying to avoid carbs, and she sent pictures of bread. Now I want bread, but I think a slice a day won't kill me, or a slice 2 days or something won't kill me. This one I'm gonna keep as it is. I'm not gonna add the cobweb. You could add a little ghost, you could add a little spider, whatever you want, but we're just gonna keep it as it is for now. So here I'm just trying to touch up and make sure that everything is even. Now, once the windows are crusted, they don't have to dry. And because they're so tiny, compared to the size of the whole cookie. It takes maybe about 5 minutes for them to crust. We are using teal color today, and we're going to outline and fill everything with this nice teal, about 15. You can go slightly runnier if you're struggling with flooding. I would maybe 12-second consistency. Hello, Charlotte. Hello, Charlotte. So now we're going to go around the windows. And when you're going around the windows, let's finish this bit a bit first, and then going around the windows, you can see I'm squeezing the piping bag just a bit more. I want to make sure that the icing gets all the way to the edge so I don't have a gap between. But I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to squeeze the piping bag so much that icing is going to overflow and it's going to get on, cover up my yellow windows. So you have to, if you are new, you have to give it a bit more practice if you're struggling with the pressure control. And now we're just going to smooth everything, and then we're ready for the airbrushing. Who is excited? Because airbrushing is really going to bring this design to life. And as you'll see in the next bit, it is very quick. Airbrushing is very quick. Before we get there, though, I wanted to show you other tools that I used for the airbrushing. If I can, where is it? So every time I start a design and I'm not sure how is it going to pan out, I need to do a prototype and I need to practice. And airbrushing is the same. So here you can see what I did. I traced the outline of I traced the cutter onto the paper. This is just a print paper, copy paper. And I airbrushed my design onto the paper. So if you are new to airbrushing, I highly recommend that you do this. This is something Marlene of Montreal Confections, when she introduced me to airbrushing, she recommended that I do this, and it's a brilliant advice, and I highly recommend that you also try. If you're scared to do it on cookies, try it on paper. Nothing can happen, really. So here I airbrushed on the left-hand side. I airbrushed the edges of the windows with orange. But you see there is an overspray, and that is not ideal since we already have the teal in place there. If you didn't have teal, you'll be fine. But with teal in place, it's not ideal. So what I ended up doing, I ended up using that stencil or the decorating template. Remember I told you not to put it away? On the right-hand side, you see an image with the windows are a bit more clean, like the edges are clean. There is no overspray. So this is what I ended up doing. I placed my template on top of the cookie. Now, the icing needs to be dry because I'm adding magnets. You could make this into a full-blown stencil with like 6 by 6 inch stencil, but I didn't do that. I just used my decorating template, and magnets, they keep the paper cardstock from shifting and in place, because with airbrush, you're also introducing some air, and if you didn't have it secured, it would just blow away. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And so these are just standard size 1/4 inch magnets. Okay, so I wanted to just show you this because I will be doing some airbrushing using this method. All right. And I think you'll see it here also, so you can kind of understand what I'm, excuse me, talking about. When you're practicing, if we don't have an airbrush, what would we do instead? If you don't have an airbrush, what you could do edible food paint. That would be one thing you could do. You could also use dust, and you can add dust we can mix it with alcohol and use that to kind of give some shading and like drama to your design. You could also do marbling, where you would use two colors. You would use orange and a little bit of yellow, and then you would marble icing. So you see here, I'm doing what I just told you about. I'm airbrushing the edges, but you can see there is overspray, right? And so as soon as I introduce that decorating template, I have more control, and it blocks everything. So it's just focused on the windows. And you really want to just go around the edges. Like I said, keep the middle still somewhat yellow. And here we can do it in on a cookie. So use the magnets, secure it onto the cookie. Like I mentioned, icing needs to be dry, because if you put some pressure on icing that is not fully dry, there is a chance that it will dent. The weight of the magnets could dent. Or you see, I'm using my scribe tool, keeping the cardstock kind of in place also, just to make sure that I don't have a lot of underspray. I'm going to lift that up. And now we are going to focus on the stencils. So I've got a bad stencil. This is a small round stencil. I have to say, I don't have a full-blown stencil, but if you have a 6x6 stencil, that's where you can use it. I really like this stencil though, because it has bats coming from different directions, and also they have different size. So it's a bit more dynamic. And I can't tell you where I got this stencil. This stencil must be at least 20 years, not 20, maybe 15 years old. I don't know. It's one of those first stencils I got. Perhaps it was meant for like coffee or cappuccino. And now with the stencil that I made, I am also using magnets, because it just didn't work with the stencil holder that I have, because you see I have to move it down a bit, and the stencil holder just wasn't giving me the good results. And to make sure that I have it secure, I'm adding more magnets underneath. You could also put this onto a baking sheet that is magnetic, and that's gonna keep that in place because you are using magnets. But I'm not doing that. Now we're gonna airbrush the vertical lines with black. You don't have to go pinch black. You can just do like light or dark gray. You can go over several times. When you're airbrushing, it's better to do several light coats than doing one heavy coat. That's why practicing is very important. You can practice on a piece of paper. Guys, if you have any questions, pop them in the comment section. I can see the comments now. And now we're going to switch to the horizontal stencil. You just have to kind of align it the way you want the lines to appear. And then we can airbrush. All right, so now airbrushing through. Always make sure when you're using the airbrush, always make sure that you clean the airbrush gun after each use. Don't let the food coloring in there, because once it dries up, it's very difficult to clean it. It's a really fine mechanism in there. So I can remove this. So we're done with this. Oops, what did I do? Oh, here. No, what did I do? Okay, let me pause for a second. Okay, I want to show you something before we get there. I want to show you something. Do you see the difference? Can you tell me what's different what is different between these two cookies? I think it makes a huge difference. The airbrushing, the edges. On the right hand side cookie is airbrushed. The edges are airbrushed with black. On the left, I left it plain. because I forgot. I wanted to, this was part of the design, and I put everything away, and I was like, oh no. So I had to go back and do the airbrushing. So I airbrushed the edges, and I think it makes a huge difference. Okay, so let's go back to this one. So here we're just gonna airbrush the edges very, very lightly. You don't want to add like a layer of black. You just want to darken it slightly with a little bit. And you can see I'm doing this on an angle, a little bit. It's not, I'm not perpendicular. So my gun is not perpendicular to the surface. It's a bit on an angle. Yes, the stencil actually did move. Good catch. Yes, the stencil moved. This is, yeah, I'm glad you caught that. Because I wanted to, I kept it in the video because this can happen and it's okay. So I realigned it and I went ahead and I continued with the airbrushing. Yes, good catch, Heather. All right, so now, excuse me. I'm going to bring in my screen here. Let's see if I can, okay. Here we go. And I've got the cookie right here. Before we continue with the decorating, I also wanted to show you your wonderful work, your cookies. I'm going to start with Sally. Sally, remember last week we did the scarecrow? So Sally sent me this picture and this adorable. I love, love, love these. My favorite thing, I think, is the color combination of the green and purple. It's such a, almost like a regal combination. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. Hi, Karen. We still have few things to do, so no worry. And also, if you are a member of Patreon this month, or was it last month? I can't remember, the months just go by so quickly. So this was a tutorial for the 3D wizard steer, and Darlene, as prolific as she's doing all the tutorials, she sent me this cutie, and instead of the crow, she used an owl. And Darlene, I love your leaf punch. I want your leaf punch. They are so gorgeous, your leaves. I love it. And also another tutorial from the Patreon. This is the tutorial you remember probably. I've shared this a few weeks ago, and Darlene made her version. I like the addition of gold. I always like when you add something yourself, so you show your creative side, and also the leaf, you added the veins. That's very creative as well. And also, this is a couple months ago, I did water lily pad with the flower, and Darlene sent me this picture. You added a cute little bee. I need to ask you how you made the bee, because I can't make it out from the picture. But thank you for the pictures. And also, if you wanted to explore more in the Patreon, if you are members of the subscription group, let me put a link in the comment section, because I tend to forget. If I don't know if I have it here actually. Oh, here it is. I found it. I found it. I found it. Yes, I agree. The bee is super cute. So I put the link for the Patreon group. This is a subscription group. And guys, we also have, I have so much stuff going. We also have monthly challenge. You still have 5 days, 5 more days, I think. Yeah, September is 30. September has 30 days, right? So we have 5 more days for the challenge. It's a pumpkin challenge. Anything pumpkin goes. And this is in Patreon. Okay, so if you are members of the Patreon, check the community tab and you can upload your pictures in there. There are different chats, and one is specifically for the September challenge. So don't forget to put your pumpkin pictures. I will be sharing the pictures with the world next week during the live stream. Thank you, Margaret. So now I think I am ready to. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. So if you are in the Patreon and if you are kind of looking for some ideas for Halloween, you can also go back. This is a last year's tutorial. This was in the cookie, the 5. I can't think now, but it's in Patreon. This one also, and also this house. It's also up for sale. Not the house, the tutorial with all the templates. So remember, you also get a template for the house itself and the base and everything. With a narrated tutorial, you can learn how to make these adorable, really easy to make, I have to say, and they're so fun ghosts. And there's just copious techniques that you can learn from this tutorial, and it's up for sale in the template shop also, so 30% off. All right, so now enough talking, let's get to work. So we've got the house here, and we need to add some finishing touches, and those are fairly simple, I have to say. So let's start with the chimney. I'm gonna keep the chimney pretty simple, I have to say. Yes, I agree. Everybody is doing fabulous work. Thank you, Kathy. You can see my icing is pretty thick. I felt like I needed some texture in here, so that's why I'm using icing that is a bit thicker than normal. And now I wish I hadn't removed, because I did have cornstarch here, and I wish I didn't put it away, because we could add brick texture using cornstarch. Like cornstarch would help prevent sticking, my icing from sticking to the tool. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use my brush. And I'm just going to dab it like this, creating this kind of like a rough texture. We don't have to smooth it. You could also add sprinkles, add some sanding sugar or something like that if you want extra texture. Now for the windows, we're going to, and let's see if I can, my original design has just straight lines like this. But if you wanted to make it a bit more interesting, let's see if we can do teardrop shape. So when doing the teardrop shape, I'm not going to go from one side to another. I'm going to start in the middle. I think I need to take my glasses off. Hopefully you can see. Hopefully I can see. I think that's even more important than, right? Because if I can't see, that's a big problem. Do you understand what I'm doing? I'm starting in the middle. So each side is going to be decorated with the teardrop shape. With a with the same pattern, kind of, right? Does that make sense? Can turn it this way. This is a bit more complicated. If you just do a straight line, it's a bit faster, obviously. But you know, I like to complicate things. And I can't see a thing, I have to say. Let's turn it this way. Or the straight line. Like I said, you could do either of those. So let's do this one. If you hopefully you can see. Okay. I'm gonna try to do it with the glasses, although I can't make up my mind. Oh, and by the way, thank you to those of you who took the time to vote on my cookie decorating poll. I was asking about the bear tutorial, if you prefer the cute bear or a spooky or scary bear. So I did this on YouTube and I did this on Patreon. And you guys, on YouTube, you want the spooky or scary bear, and on Patreon, you want a cute bear. So I guess I will be doing both. So I baked the extra cookies, and I already had a design in mind, and I can't wait to get started. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring the bats to life. And all you have to do is pipe the eyes. So you can do this with, I have that yellow from the windows. So you can just add the yellow for the eyes. Another thing is what you could do, you could add some detail onto the body if you wanted to. That's also something you could do. And we're going to finish by adding a beaded border on the roof. So for this, I'm using, this is a number 2 piping tip. My icing, unfortunately, oops, it's not as smooth as I would have liked. It's a bit, but it's okay. Oops. Turn it this way, and we can come around here. Ta-da! And there you have it. Now what you could do, you could also add maybe some eyes in here or some random eyes in here between the planks to give this a bit more spooky look. But this is how you can make this adorable house. I think it's adorable. Do you think it's too spooky? This house is, thank you. Mine too. I love this border. I don't do it too often. It is a bit time consuming, I have to say, but it does add some charm. Hey, Jeremy, you had a meeting. It's nice to see you. I also have some exciting news about next week. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Thank you. So next week, as you know, we're going to be live again on Wednesday. Thank you, Jay. And I have the cookies here almost finished, but I'm just going to show you. Yes, this is mostly airbrushed. When airbrushing like this, like I said, you could also kind of accentuate some designs or enhance them with the use of icing. So you could add perhaps some lines here and there on the fence. Another thing is, and I haven't done this live, I have done this many years ago, where you actually use a fine paintbrush dipped with like very damp, and you can use it to kind of paint or basically remove some of that airbrush color to create a design. Maybe I'll do that sometime soon. Yeah, I agree. It's not too spooky. It's still friendly. Friendly, mildly spooky Halloween house. So let me see if I can grab these here. All right. So next week we're going with the ghosts. And hopefully I can find the picture. Oh, here we go. So next week, that's actually October 2nd. That is, we're getting into the spooky month. And so we're going to be doing some ghosts. I really like this cutter. I have so many ghost cutters, and this is such a nice cutter. I think probably everybody has this flowy ghost cutter. So that's what we will be doing next week. I've got a very quick preview here. Okay, and that's it. I can't show you everything. So I hope you enjoyed yourselves, everyone. Thank you for coming today. Let me remove this. And again, a reminder, I wanted to, if you just join in, you can find all the tools with the recipes and also templates for the crooked picket fence stencil in my template shop. And everything is on sale because I love you so much. 30% off. I'm putting that in the comment section. And those of you who are not subscribed to the newsletter but would like to be subscribed and get a first notifications about the live streams and also all these sales, you can sign up there. So I think that the link for the sale came out. Thank you. Thank you, Margaret. Oh, Sally, I'm just reading that you're not feeling well. Yeah, I hope you will feel better soon. And how is Judy? I think Judy, you also were not feeling great last week. I don't know. I think you had shingles. I think it takes a while to. So hopefully you are feeling a bit better. The notification make joining the live stream super fast and easy. Oh, thank you, Jeremy. Yes, that is true. Because you just have to click on the link. I think Judy was here in the beginning. I don't know if Judy's here. Great, 30%. Yes, I see it earlier. I don't know if she's still here, but I hope you are starting to feel a little better, Judy. And everyone. Yes, it's like one click away from awesomeness. Oh, that's a shameless plug. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I just keep rambling. I can't wait to see you next week when we do some fun ghosts, and I will have some more templates for you to use, transfers. I love transfers so much. And this is I have to say, I used a slightly different approach to decorating in a ghost that I can't wait to show you. All right, guys, I'm going to sip it now, and I will see you next week. Bye.